Hi, how's everybody? And today I am in a mood to paint little things for my Minecraft diorama. So as you see, I have loads of stuff, like loads of stuff that I cut out of paper and that I filled in with some gap filler and sanded down. So right now I have smooth edges that are unfortunately, well, white. They are not the color that I wanted, they are not the color that I need. So today I think that let's just try and paint some of these, and maybe even try and attempt at painting the bendable Steve model to resemble my Minecraft skin. So I have everything open. I have my paint water, I have my paint brushes, I have white acrylic paint, I have colored acrylic paint right here, and I think maybe it's time to whip out these bad boys. These are nail art brushes I bought like some time ago, and if you are on a budget, just go and buy some nail art brushes from China. They are, you know, they are really nice for detailing stuff, and if you really don't want to buy anything fancy or you're just starting out, just grab some of these. So this is exactly what I will be using today. So I think I will pop one of these bad boys, and yeah, and proceed. Maybe I will even get the flat one. Oh, there is a nice flat one, a mini flat one. It would be also useful, I think. So yeah, so how is everybody doing? How was your Wednesday? How was your Thursday? Yeah, my day was okay. My day wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't super great. It was like an ordinary day. So yeah. So let's start, and I kind of want to start with this chest because I think it would be, well, browns are kind of tricky to mix, but let's try. Let's just try. Let me use one of the, which by the way is also a nail art brush, but this one is, it's rough, and also the paint is chipping off from the wooden handle by the base because of extensive use. Because for years this was my only like very small detail brush before I went and bought something else. So yeah. So let's mix some browns. Let's start with the biggest elements. And maybe even let me get the rest of this azalea bush, you know, to get the inside parts of the azalea bush. And because, you know, if I would have already like this green from the bush already mixed, I will as well use it here. So yeah, so let me start. This will be my surface for when I will be mixing palette. Don't worry, everything here is already solid, so I'm not just putting my hand on the... Okay, I may need to change my camera properties because I see I am super saturated. Okay, that's a bit better. I don't want to appear orange on stream. So okay, so let's mix up some browns. So I will put on the raw sienna. raw sienna, a little bit of yellow oxide. I have a bad tone of white in here because, especially if you're starting with painting, usually you mix, and with acrylics usually you mix a couple shades darker than you want or need, and this is a problem because acrylics dry darker than they appear. No ads. Okay, I made it in time to mute the background music. Oof! Oh my god. Why there are ads among my 3 hours non-stop and it's not skippable and it's the second one? Oh my god, what a poopies. What a absolutely poopy situation with the ads it is right now. I hate it. I hate it. Also, I was setting up, and before I could react, I didn't have my earbuds on, and before I could react, there was an ad playing, and I was like super mad because ads are annoying. Everybody knows that. Okay, I will get a little bit of blue in here, which I wanted a little bit, but okay, which might seem a little bit strange, but hear me out. Blue is the color that is on the opposite side of the color wheel to orange, and therefore if we want to mute orange, we can use blue and instead of white, and not change the brightness. But let me get some white either way, just a smidge. And a little bit of black because I need a bit of black. Black is really overbearing color, so you don't need much of it to change the color brightness. And it's easier to put to make a shade darker than to make a shade lighter. Believe me, it's easier to do this way. Okay, so one color I need is this. Let's start mixing a little bit of, oh my god, this brush bristles are hard, but it's okay. It's an old brush. So let me mix a bit of ochre, a bit of blue in there to make a dirtier ochre shade. Mix it with brown. Now, it may be very relaxing stream, but also very stressful because my color matching is, well, it's not the greatest, I admit. Okay, I still need to mute it a little bit, so I'm mixing in the okay. Let me get a different brush. Make it slightly damp. And just slightly go over it. Red Band, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? it might take a couple of coats, but well, for the first pass, it's a good shade. I'm doing alright. Just kind of winding down, doing a different art project as a kind of as an oh my god, as a what? As a distraction from the fact that I spent much more time on a different art project and I finally finished it, so I can relax and do something different. So right now I have this mini Minecraft chest for my Minecraft diorama, and I try to color match with the elements in here. Now I need a little bit of darker brown, so let me get this color. No! Ed! Get out! I hope you don't hear it. I muted the music on time, it seems. My god, I hate that. My god, this is so annoying, and I don't have a skip button. You know, it becomes unbearable. Yeah, thank you. I found this pattern on the chest, on the opening and closing chest, and also I put a magnet in this part and also on the hatch part. So yeah, so in theory, when I glue it in, it should be able to, you know, close itself and keep closed. Which I think if I will manage to pull it off, it will be great. But I will see how it will be after I paint the hatch, paint the chest, and glue these two parts together. Right now you see the magnet is working. I bought like 100 mini magnets. They are like 1 millimeter big, and I just put them everywhere. I will show you even something better. I just hope my paint won't dry when I will showing you this. I showed this before on stream, but you weren't there. But I don't mind showing this again. So I have this pickaxe, also like made of paper, and I put a little magnet inside the pickaxe. So also on the internet I found the this is not the hand. This might be the arm. Yeah. So on the internet I found the model for the bendable sleeve, and in the hand I put also the magnet, so the sleeve can hold the pickaxe. And I will paint the sleeve with my and my friend's Minecraft skin. So yeah. And if it looks all like white and cakey, it's because I used the hole filler to make it truly square and sanded it off. So I need to repaint every element again, like from scratch. But yeah. But these are some modifications I made to the pre-existing like papercraft models because I wanted to be fancy and I wanted to try something new. So yeah. So yeah. What was this color? This was this color. You know what I'm thinking? That I might use colored pencils on top to give some texture to some of the to some of the blocks in here and some of the pixels in here, because I don't believe in my abilities to exactly color match. I may appear that I know what I'm doing, but in fact I don't know what I'm doing. I am pretty much as new in making like papercraft and diorama as everybody else. Ooh, well, the channel of this mascot is a penguin. And I really like just birds in general. Like, ever since I was a kid, I really wanted to be an ornithologist. Like, this was one of my really, like, the longest hyperfixations that I had. But other than that, I really liked elephants. I was actually collecting figurines, and like pictures of elephants and stuff. Even to the point that one of my friends for my birthday gave me a card in which she wished me loads of elephants to have. And I also like dogs because dogs are cute, and I have a dog, in fact. I really liked them. I had like a necklace with all of the brass, like these like Indian brass elephant trinkets. I loved them. So yeah, it was a favorite of mine for a really long while, and I really adored them. My dog's name is Milo. But as it's usually the case with, dog owners, I really call him that. Because I sometimes call him like, no, stop it, or Milo, you rascal, or you little bug. And sometimes, oh, my little buggy, if I'm going for cutesy. Officially, he's Milo. Unofficially, he is confused. Every time I came up with a new, I or any of my family members comes up with a new nickname for him. No! What's up with the ads again? This is infuriating. It did not happen. Like usually on streams, when I boot up the music for the stream, I don't get as many ads as today. If any. Which is bonkers. And I hate it. And if the music in the background is muted, it's because I am avoiding ads. Because I don't think that playing ads let alone playing ads without, having a contract to actually advertise the products, or setting the stream that it's advertising a product, let alone that. But playing them in the other language than the language that I'm streaming right now than the language I'm using right now when I'm streaming, like, it's so backwards. I doubt that this ad would be any, like, any helpful for them if most of the audience does not understand the words. Okay, let me now mix the color for the rim. But yeah, I imagine that Milo must be confused when I call him everything but his name. But it is usually the case with pet owners. I think I will need at least like one more coat of this. Doubt I will cover everything. Yes. All the names could be him. Let me know if my head is getting in front of the camera, because I have a bad habit of slouching over my work and covering everything. Okay, I would say this is a pretty nice, pretty good color. Let me mix more of it. It's a good color for what I need, but I will need at least like 2 coats of that. Unfortunately, due to the size of the items I prepared, oh, that's nice. That's nice. I need to draw more animals. Usually when I'm drawing, because more often than not, I stream, me drawing and painting and making art rather than doing crafts. So when I am drawing, to be honest, I don't draw that much of animals. Like I used to draw only animals and, anthropomorphic characters, from cartoons and stuff. But I don't know, there was then a sudden shift in my artistic journey and what I found attractive to draw, what I found pleasant to draw, and I stopped drawing animals altogether. And only recently I actually painted my dogs. Well, my Milo and my first dog, who passed the Rainbow Bridge years ago. Because I realized that I am an artist and I only drew him once. And I didn't even like the result. Ooh! Ink and fountain pen, nice. I actually do have a dip pens. but not the fountain pens. They are really fancy. No, and add again? I swear, you know what? If this is their campaign to get more people, to get YouTube Premium, I might say it's slowly starting to work, because this is unbearable. Like, it's becoming absolutely unbearable. I need to water it down a bit so it will glide, the paint will glide better on a, yeah. Just glide better on a paper. And I am not concerned about paper warping, which is something that you usually need to have into consideration when you're using water or any like wet media with paper. I'm not concerned because all of this paper I put on a piece of cardboard, so it's more sturdy. So yeah. Oops. My God, this, I swear. Like, you can tell by my reaction that it's like, ugh, and add again. Do I really need to come back to using the... Oh my God, what was the software that Twitch went out? Soundtrack for Twitch? I think it was this one. It was like a collection of songs that were pre-approved by Twitch for use in on streams specifically. But I had a problem with this app. Mainly the problem was that I couldn't... Well, there was not a big selection of songs. Well, truth to be told, it was probably in beta when I was using it, but it was not a big selection of songs. And also sometimes the songs I chose were not PG. And I could not... they literally like had explicit written in the title of the song, but there was nowhere a filter for me to not have this song, to exclude explicit songs from the playlist, which is stupid in my opinion. The only good thing that I found is that the music was automatically muted in VODs when you if you set it up properly. But oh my God, it was frustrating. The fact that I couldn't filter. They had the explicit in the title of the song, and yet they could not like put up any filter for non-explicit songs. Like, come on. I try not to curse, like, I'm familiar with curse words, but I try to not curse on streams or IRL. only when I am really in a really like, I'm really mad that I curse. I did like put an F, like, I think the hardest curse I did was shit, and I am not afraid to use it. But I also dropped an F-bomb when I was playing Minecraft and I was really frustrated with the zombies. And I called one zombie, you know, an effer. And I felt so bad after saying this, because it was so out of character for me. But yeah, I was so frustrated. There were so many zombies, and I couldn't like get my sword, and I was just like, get out, you. Yeah. They are, oh my god. I think I died more by zombies and piglins than any other mob in the game. Well, granted that I haven't, you know, I haven't fought the Ender Dragon yet. So... But yeah, but I'm saving Ender Dragon fight for a stream. A stream with my friend. But next week, actually, I'm streaming Minecraft on Tuesday. And I plan to do some caving. Because there are a lot of caves that I need to lit up around my base, and also I need diamonds. So yeah. So yeah. So this will be the first pass. As you see, like, the paper was not covered like completely. But it's okay, this is what the second pass is about, and then I hope that putting on varnish will smooth it out. Like, you don't see it on camera, but I see some of the imperfections in my work, and I just hope that everything will be smoothed out by the varnish. Or even a couple coats of varnish for the good measure. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. My favorite thing is... Well, lately I am on the... I think I like cleaning and organizing, just in general, like, you know, making sure everything works. Like lately, like last stream, in the world I share with my friend, I was setting up, well, a proper setting up. Well, I was ripping out and rebuilding a proper sugarcane and bamboo farms, and doing some maintenance work. But mining sometimes gets repetitive, and for me, the worst thing about mining is coming back from the expedition, because, you know, you go, you mine, and then you turn around and you see how long of a branch you just mined and how long you have to get to your house. And I don't have a beacon yet. So for me, it's a little, so for me, it's like, right now mining is really slow. I really do want to get a beacon someday, but right now I am too much of a noob to conquer the Nether Fortress. I know where the Nether Fortress in my world is. It's just a pain because I have 2 blaze spawners very nearby and they always kick my butt. And I can't, like, I don't know, I try to disable them. You know, just... I try to disable them so I can just, you know, breathe. But no, apparently no matter how many glowstone, how many glowstone blocks I put, how many torches I put, how many just blocks in general I put, I always get obliterated by blazes. Ooh, that's nice. I think after... I don't have that many diamonds, to be honest. So this is why I want to go to a mining expedition, because I looked up at my at the chest where we have treasures, and I just look at it and the only thing I think is oof, like it's... we are poor. We're so poor. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, again. Yeah, I know. I do have the Netherwarts farm. And I do have some blaze powder to make the fire resist. And yet still I feel that I'm losing against blazes. So I think up until I figure out this blaze situation, I don't know if I can even think of getting wither skulls. Do I have... I think I have looting 2 on my sword. Not even looting 3, looting 2. Which is not the best, but also not the worst. But yeah, but I need to devise a plan on how to do this to not absolutely like rage quit. Yeah, yeah. Like, you want to do anything and there is a place that spawned even like outside of the fortress and it's just blasting at you and you're just like, ah. And I just want a beacon to have a haste effect and to have a speed effect. I am not that great with bows, but yeah, I do have some powerful bow. And I don't worry about I have a mob farm, so I don't worry about, not having. I think I have a double chest of arrows or something like that. So I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm at the place where I'm more worried about conquering blazes than about conquering the Ender Dragon. Like, for real. Like, for Ender Dragon, I have a strategy. I have like a carved pumpkin to wear. I have like bows and arrows, so it's easy. I can make an infinite water source and just put water all around everything. I have lots of string, so I can even craft beds to fight the dragon. But nope, I need blaze rods in order to make blaze powder, in order to make Eyes of Ender, in order to find a stronghold. In order to do everything else. And blazes right now are the thing that stop me from conquering fully the Nether Fortress. Okay, I will just patch up these edges and let this chest to dry, and I will take care of the bushes, I think. Although I have some browns already prepared, so maybe I will just bring out some elements that I need to paint brown anyway. I think it would be smarter in order to not waste the paint. They need a couple coats anyway. And I am yet still to get the perfect consistency of paint. I've watched videos what are the best like paint consistency for making miniature models and just painting over like paper, plastic and stuff. And I think I am yet to discover it myself. My god, what is this emote? It's a smiley cheese. Oh my god. Oh, also in the topic of animals, because the cheese just unlocked the core memory of mine. I also really like mice, as in just, you know, mostly cartoon mice rather than IRL mice. I've never had a mouse or a rat as a pet, but I really like Tom and Jerry. So I was like, so I was liking it. My first ever original character, the character that I came up with myself, was actually like a fun character from Tom and Jerry, you know, from this universe. And it came because I misgendered Jerry, because in Polish language, there is no name as Jerry, and I did not know about any equivalent of the name Jerry in my language. And also the way Jerry was drawn, like someone with eyelashes, it made me think that, it sounds more like, you know, more like a feminine name. So in my mind, Jerry was a girl for a very long time. And then when I realized that Jerry is a boy, I was like, well, then all the adventures I just came up with are now with my original character Jerry, who is a girl. So yeah, she was a very like lazy like fan on OC. But hey, these are my beginning, and Tom and Jerry is like, oh my god, it is one of the core like things that I was, you know, consuming as a kid when it comes to media. Which is kinda odd, but, you know, not odd considering that I mostly watched Cartoon Network and this was the only, when I was a kid, you know, before I, you know, turned into a tween or something. When I was a kid, it was the only channel that we had. So yeah, and therefore, of course, there is still a stereotype that mice like cheese, when in fact, they go for grain more, but, you know. And I like cheese, and I was always like thinking that also like dubbed, because I like cheese so much, I was dubbed by my family as a little mousy. So yeah. A vampire bunny show. Oh my god, which one was it? It rings a bell, but I don't know where. A vampire bunny show. With the cat. Vampire bunny? A bunny. Oh my god, I would need to do some bunnicula. I actually don't recognize this name. You know, but it's absolutely like, when I think about the shows of the childhood, like it shows how much like different demographic. Okay, time to stretch. Let me put my brush aside. Time to stretch. Adventure Time was like, I actually, I've never watched Adventure Time. For me, it came like too late, when I was at the time that I stopped being interested in cartoons that much. And for me, it was like, I am the person who stereotypically says that, oh, Adventure Time is like, looks like a show that was made, you know, by someone who was on heavy drugs. You know, that was a stereotype that, oh, it's a show that, you know, was made by someone high. Which I don't think that right now, knowing about some things about the lore right now, but I don't know, the art style was not exactly for me, but I understand that it was the time for the next like cartoon renaissance of more adult themed and experimental cartoons, like from this time. But yeah, I actually never watched this, and I only vaguely know that, oh, it's like there's like some nuclear war or something, and there was like an absolute decimation of human race, and that Finn then just loses hand and it loses arm, and it's like, and I'm like, what the freak is happening? Is this the same show that had, like, you know, it was very colorful and silly and stuff, and apparently it is. Yep, it's the same show. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I know that I am closed-minded when it comes to that. But yeah, but I only like watched a couple of random episodes on Cartoon Network when it was airing. Probably they were not in like the proper order or anything, so as it usually is. Like, so I was like not paying attention and being like very dismissive about. But hey, I understand that there is like a lot of that right now. I understand right now. What I understand that the show has a lot of lore, and the characters are likable, relatable, and there are still lots of fans of the show. Like, to the point that, wasn't there like a spin-off, or is it like an alternate universe of sorts? Because what is Fiona and Cake, the show, in relation to Adventure Time? If you know, can you explain me? Because I don't know, I don't understand, and you know, I am willing to learn. Because from what I've gathered, there was a gender-bent episode of Adventure Time where Finn was Fiona and Jake was Cake. Jake the dog was Cake the cat, and that was it. And it's kind of like an alternate universe, like an alternative story of sorts, where everybody's gender is flipped. Fiona and Cake. I'm just willing to learn. I'm not right now. I am really like trying to be a less negative person in general. Like, I am not bashing right now anybody for liking Adventure Time. Like, I admit that this was my first impression. I haven't watched this like when it was I haven't watched it when it was like in its prime. I wasn't interested, but I am also not. Oh, time to drink. That don't make sense because from what I've seen in Fiona and Cake from the show right now, that it's really like down to earth, like Marceline the Vampire Queen is just, you know, some dude. Oh, and I know of the bubbling ship that was made canon, if I recall correctly. So yeah, I know about this. And this is the extent of my Adventure Time knowledge. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Interesting, because for me, rediscovering gives a little bit of may add a bit of more mature undertones to this, as if it was intended for, you know, adults and older teens who are, you know, on these, like, you know, who are still discovering themselves, or to adults who want to redefine their life or having like an existential crisis and they don't know what to do. Well, been there, done that. Right now, I am painting the stem for the azalea bush. You know, still in the Minecraft territory. Just using the fact that I have I have browns mixed already. I am touching up and doing this. Yeah, I think I will pick up a pickaxe or something next. Since a lot of tools have, you know, have browns in their palettes. For sure, I will need a couple of passes, especially on the edges, to build up the color and the coverage. Yeah, there is something for something. When you water down your paint, it's easier, you know, to avoid clumps and avoid clumps and make the coverage smoother. But on the flip side, you pay the price that, you know, your paint is not as opaque and you will need more layers to build up the So yeah, it is what it is. Oh, this is actually a good color. But I will probably also look up at the official Minecraft sprites to really color match. And texturize a bit with some darker blocks. Okay, what I have right now as well. I can start with making one stiff me. And I have my skin opened in here, so I need brown because of my hair. And for sure I have one wait, I don't have the give me a little bit of this. I don't actually have this pixel in here. So yeah, but lately, to be honest, I was more listening to random, video essays and Minecraft Let's Plays. Rather than watching any shows. Steve looks so angry right now. Yeah, I think my paint is a little bit watered down. Okay, actually there is no block in here. I stream for 2 hours and I've already streamed for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I have around 15 minutes left around that time. Usually I start streaming at 8 p.m. Central European, right now summertime, and I stream till 10 p.m. Okay. If it will help you, I can say that I try to save my VODs as highlights. I make a highlight of the whole stream, and therefore it will be saved as a VOD for longer than the 2 weeks that Twitch gives me right now. So if you want to see the rest, you can either wait when it will go up on my YouTube channel, which I don't know how long it will take, given that I am only now putting things from 2020 on my YouTube channel, or watch the VOD later. Bye! Mm-hmm. I will need to probably prime some of the prime or put a white slate over like some parts, because right now it's hard for me to see which blocks I need to color and which not, because well, painting brown on brown is like, you know, a bit counterproductive. These parts that I'm painting right now on my skin are eyelashes. I gave myself some pretty big eyes. Oh, thank you! And if you want to watch watch, I don't know, more of me, or catch me for a later time, like on others during other streams, then I also stream on Tuesdays. Same time, 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. Oh, I have a bow here that I will also need to touch up using the same color. And I stream art, which is usually sometimes crafting, sometimes digital art, sometimes traditional art, which is me just usually drawing in my sketchbook. I stream Minecraft once a month and Sims once a month, because I also play Sims. And if you're up for that, shameless self-promo, consider following, so you will be notified when I go live. Shameless self-plug over. think I need to make this brown a tad bit lighter. Let me get a little bit of white and a little bit of ochre. And yes, I know that the string of the bow broke. It was really fragile. This is not the shade. Quake! Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? A lot. A lot, and I feel I need to cut some off, like, because I know that some of them don't spark as much joy as I thought they would. But yeah, but I like sculpting, I like making dioramas, like, I want to learn and make like these like miniatures and dioramas. I want to get into, I really wanted to get into sewing, but yeah, after a couple of projects it was like too much for me. So I think after I make gifts that I wanted to make, I will probably give up on sewing, even though it is a nice like skill to have in case you need to, you know, repair anything. Let me get my where are those? There are those. I need a tier list of all my hobbies. Yep. Well, first, it's art. It would be drawing. Just drawing. Second, it would be painting. So using wet media. Then it would be comics, digital media. Then it would be, then what other hobbies do I have? Minecraft and Sims are like the biggest like gaming things that I have. What I want to get into like dioramas and doing miniatures. I want to get into customizing dolls. So this is also something that I think it would be interesting and kinda multi-disciplinary. So, you know, merging a lot of things together, like crafting, sculpting, and a little bit technical things. What else? That's all. Like, I'm not that much into like. I tried making my own sketchbooks, so a little bit of bookbinding, but yeah, all in all, I think like it's nice, but I have more joy out of spending money on some like nice sketchbook rather than trying to make mine from scraps. And actually, making collages is something I don't vibe with that much. Which doesn't mean it's not cool, like I applaud people who can make collages or scrapbooks. And I tried sewing, but it's so labor intensive that I don't have that much time for it. And also it requires you to have so many materials on hand. Like, especially if you want to sew like different projects. I've never tried crocheting or knitting, and I think it would be the same with sewing. Like, it would be really labor intensive, and with the amount of hobbies that I already have and supplies that I already have, it would be, you know, I would need to give up on something, realistically speaking. in order to have the place for the rest. You know? What else do I have? I think I have, with browns, I have this little like spyglass. I would need a little bit more red in this. Yeah, I would need more red for this brown. It's more maroon color, so I think this red oxide will do. Let me put it here. But yeah, but I like to think of myself that I am trying lots of stuff, I am learning a lot of stuff, and that I am a jack of all trades of sorts. Let me put a little bit more water in that. For this paint to still be usable on this palette. But yeah, but it only shows how crazy I am. And if you will consider things I am fascinated by, and that, you know, are my current hyperfixations, it would be a long list. Let me tell you. A long list, and at some places kind of disturbing list. And also a list that tells a lot about me as a person. And why are you like this? Like, oh my god. So one of the, well, first off, I got into, like, through YouTube videos, I got into doll customizing. And, you know, when you customize a doll, you need to prepare the doll and mutilate it. And while I don't like seeing toys being destroyed, I kinda I admire, and I think it's more of an art form when you take a doll that nobody likes, or that it's already like secondhand, or like just, you know, bald and stuff, and you turn it into something pretty. So when you look at doll customizing videos, especially like some wilder ones with a lot of like body modifications, when you need to, you know, take a saw to the doll's legs, well, popping the doll's head off is like a classic that it's usually needed in doll customization, you know. But yeah, cutting legs, cutting limbs, like getting off the factory paint, so getting rid of the hair. So, you know, it is for some people who think that those are already like disturbing, and especially like, I find, you know what those I find disturbing? I find only disturbing dolls like, you know, that look like babies. I find them really like disturbing, and especially if you see some pictures like from Chernobyl or something, when you see like an absolutely dirty and abandoned toys, this side, you know, makes me really unsettling. But speaking of Chernobyl and other disasters, like one thing I really like recently hearing about and listening about are various disasters, especially engineering disasters, which is not kind of good with my paranoia because I was once when I was in Croatia and we wanted to go on a skywalk, which is a terrace that is like 1,000 meters, no, not 1,000, like 100 meters above the cliffside. And not that long before, I heard, I was watching the Well, There's Your Problem podcast about engineering disasters when they were talking about pre-stressed concrete and how wiring on the walkways made of concrete in Florida collapsed before it was finished. And when I read on the info, that, oh, this skywalk is made of the pre-stressed concrete, I was like, can I not go on it? Like, you know, but I went on it, so, and it was fine. I was thinking like it is out, like it is up for like years and years already, so you know it probably wouldn't collapse. But yeah, but I like listening about like recently about like disasters. It kind of makes me feel like prepared, that we live in a much better, safer times, you know. So yeah, this is one of the disturbing things. What else? Well, true crime. Although I'm not that much into the true crime, but it kind of coincides with the disasters, because a lot of them like are also mentioned in true crime podcasts, especially if there was like a lawsuit connected to the disaster or something like that. You know, someone needs to be responsible for building a crappy thing that collapsed, you know. So yeah, so these are some of the some of the disturbing things. Ooh, this is a good shade of red. Of red brown. But yeah, but these are some things that I think many people would find disturbing, that I find like fascinating, and I'm like in this part of my life where I don't find them that disturbing, although it sometimes gives me paranoia. But I also at the same time think that I am somewhat through that prepared. Like, not gonna lie, right now when I go to concerts, I really make sure to know where are the emergency exits. But yeah, especially listening about disasters that happened during like a mass event. We need to dig deeper. I like to listen about, but I think it's not that disturbing. I like to listen about anti-MLMs. Listen, to MLM creators, and just dunk on like unethical business practice and people who dunk on unethical business practices. Like, I watch CoffeeZilla because I find those like scams in crypto, and in cybersphere interesting, because I think it might uh, make me feel more safer and more conscious about things that you see on the internet, and you know and about like just regular scam baiting, business scams, and MLMs, this stuff. But it's not creepy. I think it's more into like falls into more like consumer awareness, if I can call it like that. So yeah. So not that much disturbing, in my opinion. But yeah, but I do but I do like to pop on something like this to listen to, and be like, now I know how to react when someone messages me and says, "Hey girl, hi Han, I have a great business opportunity for you." You know. And also what to talk to my grandma, so she won't get, scammed via telephone. Because my grandma still has a landline. And there are unfortunately people who are willing to go after grandmas and pretend that they are her favorite granddaughter. Spoilers, they are not. I am their granddaughter. So yeah. But yeah, but I think like it's like more into like, it falls more into morbid curiosity rather than creepiness and disturbing. What is disturbing? Recently, I got into one YouTuber, Jordan Passergati, who is a horror artist, and yeah, and he draws creepy stuff. So it's nice to see. Like, I follow a lot of artists because I find them like inspiring, and I just like to see people's process and stuff. So this is a bit also into creepy, disturbing territory, including with that like some creepypasta content. But I am more into like, I like listening about like bad creepypastas and people dunking on bad creepypastas, bad comics, bad webcomics. Like, this is like, first off, it's a lot of opportunity to crack a joke about something bad than about something good, so I find this content just funny. But also, as a creator myself, it is also a good like interest, a good like oh my god, what is it called, a good like checklist on to what not to do when you're writing a comic. So I really like consuming content about analyzing bad media in general. So recently with the mini docu-series about what happened at Nickelodeon in the 90s and 2000s, it's like, oh my god. Well, to be honest, I was never a Nickelodeon kid because I did not had Nickelodeon in a cable, and I don't even know if Nickelodeon was in Poland at that time, or if it was like really popular. I for sure haven't watched this, but yeah, like it also falls in the true crime like stuff right now, to be honest. I was a Cartoon Network kid. So Tom and Jerry, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, um, the Cartoon Network classic era. These were my jam. With Tom and Jerry and Looney Tunes being my favorite cartoons when I was really little. Then we got another channel, which was Fox Kids, if I remember correctly, which then rebranded to Jetix, and then rebranded to Disney XD. And there were a lot of cartoons more geared towards tweens and teens, and I also liked those and watched those. I was watching Cartoon Network and then switching between Cartoon Network and Jetix. I had these channels. Like, these channels' numbers memorized when I was switching between them on the remote control. So I watched these. Speaking of cartoons, I went on a garage sale because my mall sometimes once a month hosts the garage sale where people can come and just put their stuff, on the blankets, and you come, you sell stuff, you buy stuff. I usually buy stuff, and recently I was on a garage sale and someone was selling their fandom pins, and there was one pin with Courage the Cowardly Dog, so of course I got this. So yeah, this was creepy. There were some episodes that I knew, that I recognized like right away, and I couldn't watch them. Like, I was really easily spooked as a kid. But this was this appeal. Also, Courage aired really shortly before Cartoon Network switched to TCM around like 8 9 p.m. So it was already after the sun came down, so it was like eerie and dark already. And this was also the time where more grown-up cartoons, like more scary, like cartoons and shows went up. After Courage, I remember this vividly. After Courage, the Cowardly Dog, they aired like the live-action Goosebumps. I've never watched it. I was too spooked by the intro. So yeah. So I watched a lot of TV back then. Okay, what I had. Oh, I have a pickaxe. Yeah, I have a pickaxe. I need to also paint in brown. is the fact that I have all of the browns. So yeah, I watched those. So Cartoon Network, Jetix, and me just consuming all of this and, you know, trying to, you know, I remember drawing Tom and Jerry, drawing the characters from Looney Tunes, interacting with each other, like, you know, very like, and having adventures, and dub it right now that the most ambitious crossover before the Endgame. Before the Marvel's Endgame. Because it was so multi-fandom and featured some of the original characters before I knew what fandom or what an OC even is. Which right now I find like kinda prophetic. Ooh, I was rooting for Jerry when I was a kid. Even though right now I know that, well, Jerry is a dick, but also Tom is also a dick, so and this is the appeal of two dicks just getting at each other. Were there any... Okay, there is a pet peeve of mine, and it absolutely fits into this talk about cartoons. There is one trope in cartoons that I absolutely hate, and I really two tropes of cartoons that I absolutely don't like, and I am like, oh, this episode again. One trope is that when something unbelievable happens to the main character, and nobody believes them, like till the even like it usually happens when the main character sees like aliens and interacts with aliens, but every time they try to show it to someone, the aliens disappear or are invisible or something like this. And nobody believes the character, and then the aliens disappear, so the main character is still considered a total, you know, an insane person for even saying that without resolution. And I always wish that the aliens would come out and be like, yo, hey, we're here, and don't say that this character is mean, because we are real, and you know, we came in peace, and this character was only doing our missions. And everybody was like, oh, okay, sorry, we doubted you, you know. But it's never happened, and it always left a sour taste in my mouth, and I was like, oh my god, it's this episode again where nobody believes the main character for no, like, and being mean about this for no reason, and then it's not resolved, and the main character is, like, in my mind was forever tainted as being this, like, unreliable person who is insane and just comes up with stuff. Even though usually in the plot they are very like level-headed and painted as the good ones, you know. So this is my first like my first like disliked cartoon plot trope. And second one was when there was always like an episode when the characters had to care for a baby or a child, and I hated that because, well, first off, kids are really like scary for me. Like, I used to like just dislike kids. Right now I find them scary because, you know, caring for a whole freaking human is scary. There are so many things you can screw up, and yeah. And usually this kid is either a menace and only behaves good in front of their parents, but gives a hell of a time for the main character, and nobody believes when the main character says that, hey, I have problem with this kid, or this kid kicked me, or something like this, and nobody believes them. And till the end of the episode, still everybody believes that the kid is this angel and the character is just making stuff up because they are like jealous or something. And this pissed me off. And yeah, so I hated these two, like, tropes the most. Like, one when nobody believes the main character, even though the audience sees that the main character is telling the truth, and then the truth is never revealed to the rest of the cast, so the main character is perceived as being like a liar, or someone who comes up with unbelievable stories, ha ha ha, you're so funny, type of, or oh, you're just pretending, like, don't lie, or something like this, which is like, and the truth is never revealed, which is poopy. And the other, when there is like, they take care of a baby, and especially if the baby is, or a kid is, a total menace when the parents are not looking, and nobody believes the characters when they try to explain that the kid is crappy towards them, and take the kid's side. And I always wish that, oh my god, let the parents see what a menace the kid is, and let them punish them. Of course, the punishment in those cartoons will be like corporal, which is a big no-no. But it was the time. It was not a good time to be a kid and be whooped. But I am talking about the plotlines I just saw. Well, I don't mind this episode because usually, by the way, hi there, welcome to the stream. I don't mind the beach episodes because, well, they don't appear in the... Yes, they are a bit boring, but I don't recall them appearing much in the... Although, no, I believe there was one of the, like, Ed and Eddie for sure had a beach episode. And I did not find this like that bad. Like, I did not find this bad at all. There were for sure some episodes of Ed and Eddie when I was like, I didn't really like to watch them. And I can talk about it like in a moment. But I don't recall many of the Western shows that were on Cartoon Network having a beach episode, like holiday episode. Okay, I remember like in Dexter's Lab, where Dexter was like, set a trap for Santa or for something else, and trapped Santa or something and had to save Christmas or something like that. I remember an episode, a similar episode to that. And what's the... But did Dexter had a beach episode? I don't remember. Ooh, level of beach! Please elaborate. I'm talking about the beach with the sand, the land formation by the body of water, and not about the descriptor of a person or of a female dog. But honestly, I haven't noticed. Like, yeah, there are some shows that really take the passage of time seriously, and it really is like more seamless that, okay, this episode was set in winter, so the next one is also set in winter, but around holiday time, while that previous one was around, like, I don't know, earlier December, late November, Thanksgiving. As a Polish person, I never understood Thanksgiving as a holiday because it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. It's not a thing in here. I have nothing to be thankful for in the year in November. I have only Independence Day and All Saints Day. where we go and mourn our dead again. Yeah, there is a trope like that in Futurama. Yeah. Wasn't okay, Dire Sir. I think you are. Oh no, I probably mistook for you for another person. Wasn't that Knowing Better? In one of Knowing Better's video, wasn't like mentioned that Thanksgiving wasn't a thing until like really like into the 19th century because Americans needed their own holiday and they came up with Thanksgiving and the whole pilgrim story, which in fact is more like more like, you know, less sugar coated and happy than it was like IRL. Wasn't there some housewives in the 19th century who came up with the Thanksgiving or proposed the Thanksgiving as a holiday to some of the president or something like this, like being an absolutely like really artificially made holiday. Like some holidays, I know that holidays are arbitrary and dates are arbitrary and time is like a social construct, but this one would really take a cake in the take the cake in the absolutely arbitrary holiday contest. And yes, I say it with my full like knowledge that holidays are arbitrary and church in the medieval times took the dates of some holidays in order to replace the pagan ones with the Christian ones. To just to fit their agenda. Weren't there actually like I think I've seen like like sometimes in TV during Christmas time they put out a material that oh yeah what really is the Bethlehem star, and like there were some scientists who really said who really went like oh yeah there was a meteor going over like this, and because of the calculations we can determine at what month it went out like 2000 years ago, and it fell on like summer. So yeah, but because it fit the agenda, the church agenda better to make Jesus as a light be born near the winter solstice where the days are getting finally longer, and therefore there will be more light. It fit the church's agenda more to make the Christmas in the mm, in the winter, which also coincide, which also well, some people did not wanted to give out the traditions that they had as pagans, and therefore there are still some pagan traditions that are connected to Christmas, like giving gifts and stuff. Okay, do I have anything that I need red for? Any place that I need red for? Let me actually oh no, it's stuck. Okay, I unstuck it. But yeah, I think it should be drying open. Is there anything that I need this red for? Maybe a little bit for this lantern. Oh, also I see that I am almost, it's almost 10 p.m. Okay. This would be good for this edge of the lantern. A good shade. At least good enough shade for that. And yes, if you're wondering why there is like a cutout here, I put in some yellow tissue paper because I plan to light this lantern up with some LEDs. And the tissue paper would help with the making the light like diffused. Okay, having this color, I have another lantern. I have two lanterns prepared. I just want to use the colors that I have right now on my palette and not mix anything new. A little bit darker. A little bit lighter. Okay, I'm sorry that the desk was shaking. Or appeared it was shaking. Apparently my leg was really shaking. I feel it was shaking, but I didn't know it was transferring onto the desk and through the desk to the camera. So I'm sorry. It wasn't an earthquake, it was just me. Yeah, for sure I will need a second pass with this color, with these colors to fully seal everything to fully cover the white parts. Okay, is there anything I may try and mix some colors for the spyglass in here. Given that these two, the raw sienna and the yellow oxide, will give slightly muted orange, which is good for this like copper color around the spyglass. I would say this color is pretty a perfect match, to be honest. Like this like lone pixel here. Oh, time to stretch and time to drink. Okay, I will do this after I finish the stream because it's already 10 p.m. It's already 3 past 10. Oh my god. You know how it's the saying, time flies when you're in a good company. You know? And it is a truth to that. That's cheating. What's cheating? Me. So you wouldn't know if I really stretched. I will do this in a moment. Yeah, I will do this in a moment. Let me clean my brush. I think I will spend some time of the stream also painting because there is a little bit of my right now. After the stream, I'm entering my slow down time where I usually like clean around, wrap the stream, prepare for the bed. So usually there is like an hour or hour and a half before I go to bed where I can still spend some time just doing other stuff. So yeah, okay. Stretching. Posture check. And drinking. So yeah. So my hands are dirty. This is normal. But yeah. But I don't know how about you, but I had an amazing time today during the stream. It was really nice. It was really nice chatting. It was really nice painting here. I finally am doing something towards finishing this diorama and actually making it. So yeah. That's I would say that's progress. That's something, you know. So yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Really nice of you to say that. Because I feel like such a bad teacher sometimes. Like I am explaining stuff just in absolute worst ways. But yeah, okay. So next stream on the 9th will be Minecraft. And stream on 11th will be, well, I will be also crafting because yeah, I said it will be traditional arts today with drawing, but on a whim I decided, nah, today it's crafting day. So next week will be also crafting day, and next week I will try and start assembling the diorama. So it will be lots of gluing. Lots of gluing involved. So yeah. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for chatting, lurking, and spending some time with me. I hope you will stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all next stream. So goodbye.